Am I the a-hole for kicking my brother out of my house because he refuses to stop calling my daughter fat? So, I, 30F, have a 5-year-old daughter who is perfectly healthy and happy. She's a normal kid who loves playing and eating snacks now and then. Recently, my brother, 28M, has been visiting often, and I've noticed he has taken to calling her chubby and fat as some kind of twisted joke. I thought he was just messing around at first, but it's gotten really out of hand. Every time he sees her, he makes comments like, "Whoa, easy there, big girl," or, "You can't have another cookie. You'll end up rolling out of here." It makes my blood boil. I've told him multiple times to stop, but he always laughs it off like it's just harmless teasing. My daughter doesn't understand that it's supposed to be a joke, and I can see it hurting her feelings. Finally, after the latest incident where he shouted, "Looks like someone needs a diet," across the room while she was playing, I snapped. I kicked him out of my house and told him to never come back until he learns some respect. Now, my family is divided. My parents say I overreacted and that it was just sibling banter. Some of my friends are on my side, saying I did the right thing. But my brother is furious and is claiming I've ruined our relationship over a silly joke. So, am I the a-hole for kicking him out and telling him he can't come back unless he respects my daughter? Not the a-hole. And it's not a silly joke. This is how young girls get damaged self-esteem, mental health issues, and eating disorders that can kill them or permanently damage their bodies. I know a girl who became permanently disabled at 28 because anorexia from her teen years caused so much organ and immune system damage that she will forever have permanent disabilities. Her list of medical issues is a mile long and includes zero immune system because some jackass decided to damage her mental health at a young age. Number 5-year-olds should have to hear this shit and internalize it into self-hatred. Your brother is harming a child, so no, it's not a silly little joke. He is being emotionally abusive to a small child. That's not fucking okay. Your kid is not his punching bag. And quite frankly, he deserved a whole lot worse, like a punch in the dick for being an adult bully to a 5-year-old. What a piece of human trash. I'd personally start making small dick jokes and publicly embarrassing his ass. Any girl he brings home. "Hey, small dick." He's got a micro penis. Hysterical laughter. All his girlfriends leave him because he can't pleasure a woman. Oh, what, it was just a silly little joke. There's nothing wrong with public humiliation, right? Nothing wrong with body shaming? My older brother was super abusive, physically and verbally. He'd hit me, call me fat, etc. My first memory is hiding food in my bed because he wouldn't give me dinner if my parents were working late. I will never, ever forget at 5 years old I woke up early to watch cartoons, made myself an ice cream cone, and was happily watching the TV. He got up, saw me eating it, took it and threw it as hard as he could across the yard and hit our big tree. I was so sad. I remember my pillow being wet from tears. My mom was pissed when she got home, but my parents had to work and we were poor, so they didn't have a choice for childcare. I was definitely chubby because I had to constantly take steroids for asthma, and out of my 5 siblings, I was the only fatty. It still affects me to this day. My brother was so cruel. My heart breaks for your daughter, and you are doing the right thing. Joke or not, that will stay with her forever.
Saying it was a silly joke is belittling what he did. Don't fall for this, especially when he does it after you tell him to stop. Being a mom is a tough job, and keeping your children from harmful people is part of the job. Ask him, if it was a joke, tell me, who laughed? I did not laugh. Daughter did not laugh. Oh, you laughed? Then it is bullying, not a silly joke. Bullying, to treat someone in a cruel, insulting, threatening, or aggressive fashion. Yup, this is bullying. Absolutely not the asshole. Even if your daughter were old enough, go understand that as a joke, it wouldn't be amusing. Your parents are assholes too if they actually take his side.
I can't believe my parents are siding with my brother. They think I'm being overly sensitive about his joke about my daughter's weight. It's not okay to make fun of a child, even as a joke. I'm teaching her to value herself and not accept disrespect from anyone, especially family. I'm furious I have to defend my decision to protect her. Thanks for the support, It means a lot.
Tell your parents and brother that it's not a joke if nobody's laughing. You told him to stop, and he continued. Over and over. Who cares about anyone else's opinion? This is about your daughter, who you are protecting from a rude, insulting person. Good for you. AITH. As for your brother saying you ruined your relationship, just shows how immature and ridiculous he is. All he had to do was apologize and promise to respect you and your daughter. He's obviously not grown up enough to do that. Too bad your parents are coddling the man-child. Not the a-hole. This isn't about a joke. This is about your brother believing he has the right to comment on other people's bodies. This is about your brother believing he is somehow superior to other people. This is about his misogyny and blatant lack of respect for women. Your daughter's going to face lots of people like your brother, unfortunately. It's important that she learn how to deal with this early in life. Good job showing her a great example. Sibling banter? It's a grown-ass man body shaming a little child. What is wrong with him? What is wrong with your family? Seriously, they need counseling.
I was scrolling specifically for this comment. Sibling banter is banter between siblings, not between siblings and their offspring. It's explicitly stated in the term, not the a-hole. I saw the suggestion above to cut off your parents if they keep backing him up, and I have to agree. If he can't apologize for being mean to a child barely in school, good riddance. If they can't understand that being mean to a child barely of school age is wrong, do you really want them influencing her? Trying to guilt her about your decision to protect her from abuse?
You are protecting your daughter from abuse. Sounds like he either resents or is jealous of you and is taking it out on your child. He doesn't come back until he apologizes to her and to you and stops the jokes, and the family members on his side should be ashamed for allowing him to verbally abuse a child. Not the a-hole. He chose to ruin your relationship over a stupid joke because he can't get over his ego and stop making a silly joke, even though it clearly hurts his niece's feelings. Ask him to explain the joke, but don't let up. Then ask why he wants his niece to grow up insecure and thinking that she is fat. Ask him if it's so silly, why won't he stop? Does he care that he is hurting his niece's feelings?
Not the a-hole. Your house, your child, your rules. Plus, he was mean to her. It makes a big impression on a child when an uncle or auntie is mean. It certainly did to me. Your daughter probably looks up for her to her uncle, and that kind of teasing isn't funny or kind. It's mean. Good for you for protecting your kid.
Sibling banter requires it to be between siblings, not an older family member and an impressionable child. Silly jokes are funny. Your brother isn't funny. Don't let him or your parents around the kiddo until they all realize how bad it really is. If you don't hold your ground, your parents will whisper in her ear when you're not looking. Mommy's being unreasonable. Your uncle was just being funny. You should tell mommy you miss uncle. Besides, you're just being too sensitive and need to learn how to take a joke. Was your brother always the golden child? Did you have to be the bigger person a lot as a kid? Were you told you're too sensitive or that you need to let it go? Did you hear a lot of excuses for his behavior over the years? It might be time to get a little therapy. They can help you sort through and deal with things you've experienced, but they can also help you set boundaries and keep them for you and your daughter.
Not the a-hole. That isn't a silly joke. I had an aunt who did this to me my whole childhood, and no one ever stepped in. I ended up going to a facility specializing in eating disorders at 11 years old because I was so skinny and malnourished that my bones were weak, my heart had issues, and my kidneys stopped working. To this day, I'm 26 now, I still have health issues that are repercussions of this, and I have just recently been able to stop therapy. I am lucky and have an amazing husband who is always helping me to eat healthy and not starve myself on my bad days. He helped me to stay sane when all those words came back in my head when I was pregnant and gaining weight with our daughter. Words like that are never just words, and they never go away. Please give your daughter a better story and keep those toxic people away from her. Protect her.
Body shaming is never joking. A child's home should be a safe place. Being called names in your own home violates that safety. Your brother is a terrible example for your daughter to learn from. He is teaching her that she is only worth what he sees in her. That is outrageous and disgusting. Keep him away because he obviously doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. AITH. ETA. Tell your brother that bullying a child isn't funny and the only joke in the room is him. F that guy and your parents too.
Not the a-hole. Ask your parents how a 28-year-old man making fun of a 5-year-old is sibling banner. If they are defending him, is this the way they always react to criticism of this gem of a man? Don't cave. Tell your parents they are not allowed to have your daughter if they allow their infantile son anywhere around her. Tell your parents as grandparents it's their job to protect their grandchildren, not their 28-year-old man bullying a 5-year-old. So now by their actions they have reinforced to moron boy that he did nothing wrong. And it was wrong of you to hurt his little boy feelings.
Not the a-hole. What if every time you ever saw your brother you made jokes about what a dumbass he is? Hey bro, sorry if you couldn't understand my request because you struggle understanding big words. I'll stick to 2-syllable words or less next time. Hey bro, you let me handle ordering for you. I won't tell anyone you're illiterate. Let's see how long before he snaps. He's actively pushing her to have an unhealthy relationship with her own body and food. Children internalize that crap, and it sticks with them. It's not a joke if the only person laughing is the one making it. You don't comment on others' bodies, and especially not on a child's body. He's not a health professional, so he doesn't need to give her joking advice about her weight. Kicking him out and keeping him away from your daughter teaches her that people who don't respect you and are mean do not deserve a place in your life. It is a very good lesson to learn.
Not the a-hole. What is wrong with him? Why is he bullying a 5-year-old? Please find out the reason behind it before you let him close to your daughter again and make him work on it. Don't just let him go away with apologizing. He doesn't even feel remorse. He is just a bully and has found an easy target in your daughter. She should feel safe in her own home, and it could lead to so many issues with food and her perception of her body. If it was a joke and he's so concerned about your ruined relationship, why wouldn't he apologize? He made jokes that hurt feelings and caused upset, but doesn't want to take responsibility for his actions. He's treating you like the bad guy for not tolerating his bullshit. You're not the a-hole, but you're a kick-ass mom for showing your daughter she doesn't deserve to be mistreated. And if your parents are okay with his bullshit, they can take a seat until they get their heads out of their behinds.